Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of The Gaming Life. Today I'm reviewing Dark Void for the PC. I bought this on the Games for Windows Live Games on Demand service. I bought it for fairly cheap, so I would definitely say before I get into the review that this game is not worth like $40, $60. I paid $10 for it. It was on sale. So first off, let's talk about the story. So, it's set during World War II. You play a pilot. He's named Nathan Drake. No, he's actually the Prince of Persia. No, he's Desmond from Assassin's Creed. No, his name is actually Will. He is voiced by the same guy that did all those games. So, I mean, the guy's a good voice actor. It's just that he's in a ton of games right now. It's just, I mean, I'm sure there's someone else they could get. But regardless of that, he does a pretty good job as a voice actor. But you play a pilot named Will that gets hired out to fly into the Bermuda Triangle. It turns out the person that hired you is an old flame of yours. So you set out going to the Bermuda Triangle, and you actually crash and find out that you're actually on an alien planet, and that there are aliens that are in this void that are trying to get out to take over Earth. The cutscenes kind of meander with the story, and the plot is okay, but it's just really generic. The gameplay breaks down into two different aspects. You have the on-foot shooting missions, and then you have the in-the-air shooting missions. The on-foot missions, they work like any other third-person shooter you play. You have primary, secondary weapons, and you can also get behind rocks for cover. They also add a unique aspect to the cover system, where you can actually get up on cliffs and take cover behind them, and still shoot at enemies. You can do this going up and going down as well with the jetpack, and that works pretty well. As far as the in-the-air missions, the controls do take some getting used to. There is no lock-on feature. All that there is a enemy lock-on for just the camera. So you can be facing in this direction, and the camera will just be focusing on the enemy that's behind you. So using that, I did kind of overcompensate when turning, so I would miss the enemy completely. But after you get used to the controls, just for the jetpack, they do work pretty well. The only thing is, like, I use the 360 controller, and you do have these special moves that you can initiate, but I found them incredibly awkward to initiate, and it was actually hard to do them. Also, in the air, you can actually hijack enemy spaceships and use those to take down enemies, as well as getting in turrets. It does seem that the turret system works much better than just using the guns on your jetpack. So I mean, it definitely, I found myself using the turret system a lot more than the guns. It just made the game easier. I found the graphics to be really inconsistent. Sometimes the character models would look great, other times they look like crap. The environments usually look pretty good. Usually they look better in the air than on foot. Another thing I had an issue with was in the air, your crosshairs is they're bright blue, and usually most of the time the sky is kind of like a bright orange color. But if you're trying to take an enemy down that's and you're going straight up in the sky, sometimes your crosshair can just kind of just fade away into the background. And another thing, the design of the aliens sucks. I mean, all they are just like these black things. That's all they are. They're just black. And I mean, you do have the exoskeletons they use, the robotic skeletons that they use. But even with those, there isn't a lot of variety in enemies. You basically fight the same enemies over and over. Sometimes they are colored. Usually the ones you fight the most are blue ones. Usually there are a few different colors. I think red and yellow that you fight as well. They're a bit harder. But it usually takes quite a bit of ammo to kill some of these guys. And it strikes me as funny that you can just go up to some of them and just punch them out with one hit, where it takes like half of your armor to kill them. Also, you do have some these big sentinel guys, which is fun to take out, and also some like lands, kind of like big land movers. But yeah, just not a lot of variety in the enemies. Could have been better. As far as the replay value for this game, once you beat it, there really isn't anything to go back for. If you do get it on the Games on Demand from Games for Windows Live, you do get achievements for it, so that's something. But there's no multiplayer. There are a few like journals you can get, and you can upgrade your abilities and things like that. But really after the game is over, I don't think you're really going to want to come back to play it again. Why not? This is definitely a mediocre game, but that being said, there is fun to be had in it. The combat is fairly repetitive, but that can be said of most shooters. So yeah, it's a fun game. There should be some more variety in the missions and some of the character designs. And there's no multiplayer at all. I mean, this would have been a really cool game for multiplayer, because you have the jetpacks, and you could be flying around shooting each other a lot like Tribes. Remember Tribes? So I'm gonna have to give this a 6.5 out of 10.